What is up, car addicts? In this video I'm going to be giving a guide for this week's HSW Time Trial for next-gen consoles only, also this week's normal time trial, and RC Bandito time trial totaling over $450,000. Remember that the time trials can only be completed once during the event week period for the full payout, and keep in mind that rocket-powered / flying vehicles cannot be used for the time trial. And of course, as I mentioned in last week's video, I am temporarily retiring the premium race segment of this series due to the lack of online players participating on them in next gen. Waiting multiple hours to do one just wasn't ideal anymore. So again, the premium race portion of this series will not return again until it is either on double money or if the popularity picks up again after a DLC. So starting off with the HSW time trial for this week, which is Textile City. Again, remember that you can only use an HSW upgraded vehicle for these time trials, and the best one is obviously the HSW Hakuchu Drag, which is insanely fast. Now, I've already used every HSW vehicle that currently exists in GTA Online for these HSW time trials, so from now on, to continue to make it interesting and random, I will be using the HSW test ride vehicle of the corresponding event weeks on these HSW time trials. And for this week, we have the HSW Banshee as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. So that's the one we're going to be using for this time trial. Now, in terms of route for this one, the one the GPS shows is pretty much the one you're going to want to take with a couple shortcuts throughout. And as usual, the part time for this time trial does change depending on what vehicle you're using, so keep that in mind. Moving on to the normal time trial this week, which is Vinewood Bull. I highly recommend a quick bike such as the Hakuchu Drag, Shotaro, or a Batty 801. And obviously, if you're on next gen, I recommend using the HSW Hakuchu Drag. Now, in terms of a route, there are shortcuts as you can see here, utilizing the train tracks to cut across. It's a pretty tricky one with all the shortcuts and such, but it's definitely a lot easier if you're using a quick bike. Now, usually for these time trials, I challenge myself by picking either the prize ride challenge car or the casino podium car of a corresponding event week. And for this week, we have the GB200 as the prize ride car and the Infernus Classic as the casino podium car. Now, the GB200 I don't believe can beat this time trial due to its combination of a lower top speed and its slow handling flags. So I decided to give it a shot with the Infernus Classic, and surprisingly, I was just barely able to beat it with that car. Moving on to this week's RC Bandito time trial, which is Vespucci Beach. As always, you need to own an RC Bandito in order to participate in these. As usual, these RC time trials are always tricky and require a lot of precise steering and throttle inputs. This one in particular has a lot of tighter areas, bumpy sections, and high-speed areas as well, which definitely makes it one of the harder ones. So make sure to use your brakes a lot and let off the throttle during those bumpy turns and tighter areas as well.
Keep on moving.
Hi! Look out!
What the fuck?
Hello! Hey, bud! Hey, girlfriend!
Get out of the way! You my dude, right? I heard that shit.
Ready to roll?
Whoa!
What the fuck? That's terrible!
Let's go!
Hey there, I'm hoping it's gonna be a nice weekend. I'm hitting Hey!
And that's it, guys. The HSW time trial is pretty easy if you use the route I showed. The normal time trial is very tricky, but if you use the route I showed and a fast bike, you should be able to complete it pretty easily. The RC time trial is pretty tricky as well, but just take it slow, let off the throttle for most of it, use your brakes before the tighter sections, and you should be fine. Again, remember guys, you can earn over $450,000 between the three of this week, and setting yourself to go to beat them is always a lot of fun in my personal opinion. Let me know which one you found most difficult and what vehicles you used down below in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.